that the highest compliment I've ever gotten
Oh.
from anyone at any time was from you. When you said that you were writing The Martian, putting down, laying down some science to track, and you imagined I was looking over your shoulder.
Oh, yeah. What if Neil deGrasse Tyson reads this?
On the brink of tweeting about some mess up in your book.
Yes.
And you didn't want that.
I didn't want that.
You didn't want that. So is that, am I still there?
Oh, yeah.
Am I still there on your shoulder?
Oh, yeah. No, I was, you're still there. You're still there on my shoulder. In fact, Artemis is even more scientifically accurate than The Martian. The Martian projected forward some technologies like ion propulsion, and I completely ignored the effects of radiation on I just made this magical HAB material that would stop radiation. I offered no explanation. In Artemis, I didn't even do that. I said, like, all right, Artemis has the hull thickness to protect people from radiation. When you go out on an EVA, I calculated, let's say you're a tourist and you go out on an EVA in one of those hamster balls, you don't have a bunch of like protection from a traditional EVA suit. How much radiation do you get? Turns out over a 2-hour EVA during the lunar daytime, you would get about the same amount of radiation as getting a set of dental x-rays. Mm-hmm. So that's fine.
That's the measure.
But I checked. And the reason I checked is because I knew you'd check.
But I get misunderstood in many of my. I'm there to just enhance people's appreciation of the book or of the movie. Yeah,
sure.
And I'm I get characterized as a buzzkill, but
no,
I'm really just keeping them honest, just keeping it.
And I'm
not. All?
See, I guess I'm in some. I don't know if I'm in a minority or whatever. I'm in the opposite camp. I love that. I love what other people apparently consider a buzzkill. I'm like, yeah, you tell him, Neil, because it drives me crazy. Like, what really bugs me in a story isn't so much physics and accuracies. I can accept a warp drive. I got no problem with that. For suspension of disbelief, no problem. What bothers me is inconsistencies.
Yep.
So if you can go faster than light, I remember there was one episode of Star Trek where they're in the, classic Trek, they're in the Enterprise, right? It can go warp. I forget what classic Trek Enterprise could go warp.
10-ish, at least 10.
9, something like that. But then at one point they're like, okay, we need to get from Mercury to Earth. And it took them a while. And I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, no. Mercury is 7 light minutes from Earth, and you're going many, many times the speed of light. It's not going to take you a while.
So, yeah, that slipped by.
Yeah, slipped by.
There was the other episode where they wanted to magnify the sound of people's heartbeats to find out where the alien was in the spacecraft. And was it Spock or Kirk said, this device magnifies the sound by 1 to the 12th power.
1 to the 12th power.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, 1 times 1 times 1 times 1.
All the way 12 times. Yeah. Well,
and then I thought, okay, they just misread it. And then there's a similar error in another episode.
Yeah.
Where it was 1 to the 9th power. So somebody just didn't remember.
Doesn't get that. Yeah. Well, I remember in a book, now that's not fair bagging on Star Trek books because there's so many, but I remember one of the Star Trek books, Kirk says, Scotty, I want every ohm of power to the shields.
Ohm of power. Ooh.
Yeah. So to which I imagine Scotty saying, well, he wants maximum resistance, so I guess I'll just turn him off.